Hi, my name is Julianne, and welcome to Let's Talk About Disorders. And we're going to be talking about schizophrenia and psychosis. Let's start with psychosis. Psychosis is a chronological and severe mental disorder that affects how a person thinks, feels, and behaves. A person with schizophrenia might seem like they lost touch with reality, although schizophrenia is not common as other mental disorders. The symptoms can be debilitating. Signs of symptoms usually start between the ages 16 and 30, but it's really rare for someone under 15 to get schizophrenia. Some symptoms of schizophrenia are delusions, thoughts disorder, which usually is unusual or dysfunctional of a way of thinking. Movement distorts that elongates the body's movements. Negative symptoms. Negative symptoms are associated with disruptions to normal emotions and behaviors. And those symptoms include the flat effect. The flat effect is reduced of expression of emotions via facial expression or voice tone. Reduce feelings of pleasure in everyday life. Difficulties beginning and sustaining activities. And reduce speaking. Some patients with a coordinated symptoms of schizophrenia are subtle, but for someone suffering with schizophrenia, the coordinated symptoms can be more severe. People suffering it might not notice the changes in their memory or even thinking. Some symptoms are poor executive functioning, which is the ability to understand information and use it to make decisions. Trouble focusing or paying attention, and problems with their working memory, the ability to use information immediately after learning it. Some scientists think schizophrenia is an imbalance in the complex interrelated chemical reaction of the brain using neurometers, which are brain cells used to communicate all throughout the brain. But dopamine and glutamine levels can also play a role. They can also think that there's many different genes that could possibly increase the likelihood of getting schizophrenia, but not a single gene can cause the disorder itself. It's not possible for today's scientists to use the genetic information we have today to predict who will develop schizophrenia. They also think interactions between genes and aspects of individuals' environments are necessary for schizophrenia to develop. Some environmental factors may involve exposure to viruses, malnourished before birth, problems during birth, or psychological factors. Scientists also think the problems during brain development before birth may lead to developing schizophrenia. The brain also goes under major changes during puberty, and those changes could be triggering to schizophrenia. A famous artist who could have had schizophrenia was Vincent van Gogh. He was a post-impressionist painter. His works usually included portraits, self-portraits, landscapes, and still lifes. He produced more than 2,100 works, 860 oil paintings, and more than 1,300 watercolors. Drawings, sketches, and prints. His best works were made in the last 2 years of his life. Even though schizophrenia was not identified as a disorder back then, but scientists and over 150 doctors have hypothesized that Vincent van Gogh might have had schizophrenia. Alright, I'm just gonna write that down. Year 5, only 3. Okay. Psychosis is a disorder characterized by the impairment of the relationship with reality. But that characteristic is a symptom of psychosis. People who are experiencing psychosis may have either hallucinations or delusions. Hallucinations are sensory experiences that occur within absence of an artinous stimulus. For example, a person with having an auditory hallucination might hear their mother yelling at them when their mom is not even around. Or someone who's having a visual hallucination may see something like a human in front of them who isn't actually there. A person experiencing psychosis might have thoughts concentrating to actual evidence. Those thoughts, also known as delusions, some people with psychosis may also experience loss of motivation and social withdrawal. These experiences can be frightening, but they can also cause people who are experiencing psychosis to hurt themselves or others. It's important to see a doctor right away if you or someone else is experiencing the symptoms of psychosis. Psychosis symptoms include difficulty concentrating, depressive mood, sleeping too much or not enough, anxiety, sorry if I butchered his name. Septicnosis. I'm just gonna put it right on the screen because I cannot pronounce that word. I'm sorry. Withdrawal from family and friends, delusions, hallucinations, disorganized speech, such as switching from topics irregularly, depression or suicidal thoughts or actions. Delusions and hallucinations are two different symptoms that are both experienced by the person with psychosis. Delusions and hallucinations seem real to the person who is experiencing them. For example, people who don't know what a delusion and hallucination is, I'll explain. Again. So, a delusionation is a false belief or impression that is a firmly belief, even though it's concentrated by reality and was commonly known to be true. Most delusions are of paranoia, grandiose delusion, or somatic delusion. Somatic delusion. Sorry, I just got that name right. People who are experiencing delusions of paranoia might think they're being followed, or when they aren't, or having secret messages being sent to them. Some with grandiose delusions might have exaggerated the sense of importance. Somatic delusions is when a person believes they have a terrible illness, but in reality, they're perfectly fine and healthy. A hallucination is a sensory prediction, absence of the outside stimuli. Or in other words, seeing, hearing, feeling, or even smelling something that isn't there. A person is hallucinating, they might see things that don't exist or hear people talking where they're all alone. It's not clear to precisely identify who's likely to develop psychosis. However, research has shown that genetics might play a role. People who are most likely to develop psychosis disorder, if they have a close family member such as a parent or sibling who have psychosis disorder, they might have the possibility of developing it themselves. Well, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching.